A fever unlike any before crept into the ancient forests. Fear battled curiosity as the group watched their companion unravel. The fever tore through his strength with relentless speed. Tension mounts as the rivals circle, their survival instincts honed over millions of years. A new sound carried through the trees, one the ancient world had never heard. In this unforgiving landscape, every day is a fight for survival. Weakened, the sickness carried an odor that unsettled even the bravest among them. Exhausted and vulnerable, he carried the future of his lineage. This was the dawn of man. Each passing moment fed the invisible enemy inside him. In their kindness, the hominids carried death from one to another.
Each touch meant comfort and unintended contagion. In close-knit groups, sickness traveled faster than footsteps.
The disease weakened limbs long before the victims understood what struck them. A comforting gesture became the path for an invisible killer. With every breath she took, the forest grew more dangerous. A hominid wipes her forehead and then instinctively rubs his own nose afterward. In their closeness, the sickness found a perfect home. The sickness spread through them like fire, hidden beneath skin. Chills and burning heat battled inside their failing bodies. Their bodies fought, but the ancient disease granted no mercy. Even the strongest collapsed under the weight of the unseen enemy. Their breath turned heavy and wet, echoing the depths of the infection. The young watched helplessly as their protectors fell. In desperation, the sick sought water that would only hasten their decline. even the filthiest water became a promise of life to the dying. The healthy hesitated, torn between compassion and fear. The disease hollowed them from the inside, leaving only instinct. With strength fading, even lifting their heads became a battle. Their world offered no clean water and no safe refuge. They watched, powerless, as the sickness stole those they depended on. Instinct forced the healthy to leave behind those who could no longer stand. The cries of the young tore through the forest, unanswered. Survival forced even the strongest hearts to turn away.
It was a choice no mother should ever face.
The group finds false safety in this new foraging ground, unaware that one among them carries a hidden danger. For a moment, they believed they were safe. The sickness moved from skin to skin, unseen. Weakness returned, long before they recognized its meaning. Though they had found sustenance, a new threat emerged.
In offering help, they shared the plague.
Their food became the disease's vessel. Without knowing, every gesture spread the death further.
The infected male kneels, trembling violently. The group remains unaware that the plague is already among them.
The sickness struck them all at once, draining the strength of an entire tribe. Their bodies dwindled under the relentless heat of the fever. Even the strongest could not lift themselves from the earth. The disease spared no limb, no breath, no heartbeat. The forest watched silently as the plague tightened its hold. Under the shade of the giant fig, the dawn of humanity faced its darkest hour. The sickness was unstoppable. At the cave's edge, the sickness reached its cruelest peak. The sickness tore at their lungs until they bled. The fever consumed every breath they struggled to take. Their bodies shook between burning heat and freezing terror. The storm outside mirrored the violence within their bodies. Even the instinct to rise had abandoned them. For many, the cave became their final resting place.
Only a few survived to witness the world washed clean by rain.
In the smallest gesture, hope returned. With strength barely left, they reached for life. Every breath they took was a reminder of what they had endured. In sharing what little remained, they kept their lineage alive. In this moment, survival meant simply enduring another day. With time, the sickness loosened its grip, but at a terrible cost. The golden hour illuminates a critical moment. Tired but alive, they endured. They stood where many once lived, and where many had fallen. In unity, they found the will to continue. The forest carried their memories, carved into silence. Though few remained, they carried the spark that would one day ignite our world.
They returned to the place where their story had nearly ended.
As the morning light illuminates the decaying nest, the survivors emerge.
Every object whispered memories of those they lost. The silence spoke louder than any cry. Instinct told her this had once been home. 5 million years ago, in the heart of Africa, survival was a daily struggle. But even here, life found a way. Yet what remained was only the echo of a vanished tribe. They were the last threads of a torn lineage. From the soaked earth, life began to rise again. In the smallest growths, they sensed the return of possibility. Food had returned, and with it, a chance to rebuild. Instinct guided the young toward the first signs of home. In unity, they shaped the beginnings of a new shelter. Strength was returning, piece by fragile piece. In the heart of devastation, they found the will to begin again. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one.